With Arsenal's pre-season campaign on the horizon, it's that time of year where academy prospects get a chance to show what they can do in the first team. For Arsenal, the highly anticipated breakthrough of Ethan Nwaneri seems all but inevitable, but it's another youth prospect who I feel will have a notable impact this month. 17-year-old Myles Lewis Skelly is set to travel with the first team on their US tour this summer. Unlike last season, where he played against Nuremberg with Ethan, but it was deemed too early for them in their careers to make the trip to the States. I, for one, am hugely excited to see what he can do, as it looks like Myles will be deployed in somewhat of an inverted left-back role. Like Nwaneri, the midfielder has been training with the first team for some time now and is considered one of the best prospects at the club and one hugely rated by Mikel Arteta. We already got glimpses of his passing capabilities against Leyton Orient and have seen flashes of absolute brilliance from Myles Lewis Skelly. And I think while Ethan Nwaneri gets most of the hype, this is one I'd definitely keep an eye on, as he has a huge chance of breaking into the first team in the next year or so. I personally have a bit of an affiliation to the player, as I was made aware of him when he was just 14. I'll never forget being at a family barbecue when I spoke to someone very highly regarded in academy football who is high up at one of the best clubs in the country. I asked him who to look out for at Arsenal, and he said that the under-15s at the time were the best of their age group. This was, I believe, in 2021, and he told me to watch out for a young lad called Myles Lewis Skelly, saying that by the time he's 16, he'll have played for the first team. Now, I suppose this is technically true, given as he has featured in a pre-season game for us, as well as during the World Cup break in the 22-23 season against Lyon. But I definitely feel like he'll be given a more significant first team debut in a League Cup or FA Cup fixture. We've obviously seen his levels in youth games, and in particular the partnership he struck up with Yuri and Timber in his returning game against Blackburn for the under-21s, where Timber scored that wonderful goal. They were just passing it amongst themselves at times, and you could see that Skelly was a level above and is definitely ready for the first team. So it's interesting to see, because it looked like Timber played at left centre-back in that Orient behind closed doors game, and Myles Lewis Skelly alongside him at left-back. It's all about developing relationships on the pitch, and those two definitely looked like they had good chemistry. With Myles' attributes, there's no doubt that he has a huge future, and with his physical and technical profile, it's definitely something that the club should keep in mind when it comes to our squad planning for the coming years. Lewis Skelly's ability to carry and beat the press is another of his most impressive attributes. He's incredibly difficult to shrug off the ball when he gets going, and like Rice, he has that ability to go on these long darting runs. He's also very strong in the tackle and really likes those 50-50s. Long term, there's no doubt that his future lies in midfield, but Mikel might have his reasoning for wanting him to adapt to that left-back role early on in his career, and I think we should trust Mikel with his development. I think Ange is doing something similar with a young Spurs prospect, Jamie Donnelly, at the moment, so it's interesting to see how coaches can deploy young players in different roles, which might help them focus on improving aspects of their general play. We were lucky with Bukayo that we had him coming through at the time where a £72 million investment just hadn't come off, and I think we should always look in-house before considering spending millions on a young profile who might not offer much more. Obviously, Saka did also fill in at left-back in his early days, so hopefully Myles Lewis Skelly can have a similar sort of trajectory in his career. But we're really lucky we've got the likes of Myles Lewis Skelly and Ethan Nwaneri, and while it's unfortunate that Chido Obi Martin is making way, I definitely would have preferred this scenario than Ethan leaving for Chelsea or City this time last year. Either way, pre-season will be really exciting, and while a lot of the internationals will be making late returns, it gives other players a chance to show the manager what they can do. I can't wait to see Arsenal back, and hopefully this season will bring us some silverware. If you enjoyed the video, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.